Hello, Prealgebra. This is lesson 109. Our objective is to understand how interest kind of works and how to calculate basic costs. So pretty much there's three basic types of ways to earn it, or to have to pay interest. There's a mortgage where you get a loan to pay for a house. There's an auto loan where you borrow money to buy a car, and credit card interest, which is a little different. On a mortgage, normally, let's just say you need to borrow $300,000 to buy a house. 7% interest. The interest rates are a little lower than that right now. And then for like a 30-year note, or how long you have to pay off that loan. You can also get a 15-year, but that makes your monthly payment go up. So if you have $300,000, 7% for 30 years, normally your monthly interest rate will be around $2,000. So $2,000 times 360 months, which is how many months there is in 30 years, you end up paying $720,000 for a house that costs $300,000. So you end up paying an extra $420,000 for that house. If you did a 15-year, your monthly rate goes up to almost $3,000, and you only have to pay about double for that versus like more than double. So if you go to a 15-year, you end up paying a lot less for the house in the end. However, your monthly payment goes up dramatically as well, and that's where it kicks most people, is because that monthly payment is really hard to make that monthly payment. With an auto loan, they're for a lot shorter, like 3 years or 5 years, but your interest rate is also higher. And generally, you don't need to pay $300,000 for a car. So say you need $20,000 for a car. Say it's 7.5% interest rate, 36 months. Your monthly payment will be approximately $622. So multiply that by your 36 months, and you'll end up paying $22,392. She'll pay an extra $2,392 for that car. So you'll be paying an extra that much to the bank. You can also get a 60-month, which is 5 years, and notice your monthly payment will go, again, these are just estimates on monthly payments, it goes down $222, right? So this is going to be a whole lot easier to do. However, notice you end up paying an extra $4,000 for the car, or another $2,000 more than what you would if it was a 3-year loan. So just kind of the longer it takes you to pay it off, the more you end up having to pay the bank for loaning you the money. Now, credit card interest is a little bit different in the sense that you're borrowing money, but it's not a set amount. Like these are like, okay, I'm gonna borrow this much, I'm gonna borrow this much. You kind of decide how much, but they put a cap on it. Like you can't borrow more than $1,000 or $10,000 or something like that. And then if you pay that back at the end of the month, whenever your bill comes, if you pay back in full everything that you put on the car, then there's no charge. They don't charge you anything. However, if there's any of it that you don't pay off, like maybe you can only pay back half of it, then they charge you 2% every month. These interest rates were annually, right? So if you think of this as an annual rate, you'd say 2 times 12 months. So you're talking 24% annually, okay, which is a lot higher. So this is 2% every month you get charged. So let's look at one of these. It says Jason has a credit card balance of $1,200, which means that he still owes $1,200. The card company charges 2% interest on the unpaid balance each month. So A, what is the interest charge on Jason's current balance? So what we need to do is we need to say $1,200 and multiply that by the 0.02, the 2%, which gives us $24. So part A, the answer is going to be $24. Is how much he's going to have to pay in interest for this month, because that's his unpaid balance. Part B says Jason has a choice of paying the balance plus interest in full, or making a minimum payment of $50. And that's kind of where credit card companies get you, is they say, you know what, you don't have to pay all of it. You can just pay $50 as minimum monthly balance. So let's say, so notice then how much he owes at the end of this month is going to be $12,000 plus the $24, right? So $1,224. So part B. That's how much he owes. It says if Jason makes only the minimum payment each month, what balance will he carry to the next month? So let's subtract the $50 from that, because that's how much he pays. So borrow from here, I don't have to subtract from there. So it's going to be 7. So his monthly balance that goes to the next month is going to be $1,174. That goes to the next month. So notice it did decrease, right? He started off with $12,000. This is going to be how much that carries over. This is a comma, by the way. Carries over to the next month. For part C, it says if Jason makes only the minimum payment and makes an additional $800 in purchases during the next month, what will Jason's approximate balance after the next month's interest is applied? Alright, so let's see. So carrying this into the third month, he starts off with this much. But then remember, we need to multiply that by the 0.02 for the end of the month. So that comes to be $23.48. So just kind of get a running total here. He's going to have the $1,740 he's and 0 cents, and he's going to have $23.48 of interest that he needs to pay on that. Plus, it says that he added $800 to that. Plus, depending on when he made that in the month, he's going to have, let's just say, $800 times the 0.02 as well, which comes out to be $16. So at the end of that third month, he's going to have 8, 4, 9, 13. That is 8, 10, 11. 0, carry the 1. $2,013.48. Might be a little bit less than that because I assume that he bought that $800 right at the beginning of the month, so he had to pay interest on the whole month. So I'd say about $2,000. And then if he doesn't pay that off, then it carries over to the next one. Let's do one more here. It says two families repay their 30-year, $300,000 mortgage. One loan was repaid at about $1,800 per month at 6%, and the other at about $2,000 per month at 7%. What is the difference in the interest charged over the life of the loan? So this is how much the first family paid, is $1,800 per month at 6%. So what we need to do is we need to say the $1,800 that they paid every month and multiply that by the number of months. Now, since it's a 30-year, if we said 30 years times 12 months every year, you get 360 months. So I need to multiply this by 360, and you get $648,000. So notice they've paid more than double, right? Because they start off with 300,000. Now the second family paid $2,000 per month. So multiply 2,000 times 360, and you end up with 720,000. So because this family I'm doing in red had a higher interest rate, they had a higher payment, and they said to pay more for the house. But it says, what is the difference in the interest charges over the life of the loan? So what's the difference? So I'm going to say 720,000 subtract 648,000. 0, 0, 0. 0 minus 8, it's going to be 1, 10, 2. It's going to be a 6, 11. So $72,000 difference because of 1% interest rate, 1% change. So, you're like, oh, it's just 1% difference. Well, it's $72,000 difference over 30 years. Your homework is on page 719. You're going to do the practice set, which I may have just done one of them for you. All the 109s, and then 9 more of your choice. Good luck, guys.